Hunting is as old as humanity itself. For thousands of years, our ancestors followed herds, learned the secrets of the forest, and used their skills to provide food for their families. This deep connection to the land and its creatures is a fundamental part of our history. It's a story written not just in books, but in cave paintings, in ancient tools, and in the traditions passed down through generations. Hunting wasn't just about survival, it was about understanding the world, respecting the animals, and knowing your place within the great web of life. It shaped our bodies, our minds, and our societies in profound ways. Today, that ancient old instinct still lives within many of us. While we can now go to the grocery store for our meals, the call of the wild remains strong. Modern hunters step into the wilderness to reconnect with this heritage. They seek to understand nature on a deeper level, to participate directly in the food chain, and to experience the world in a way that is both primal and deeply personal. It's about more than just the harvest. It's about the crisp morning air, the silence of the woods, the thrill of the chase, and the satisfaction of providing clean, wild meat for the table. This connection is not just a feeling, it is an active participation in the natural world. Hunters learn the habits of animals, the cycles of the seasons, and the delicate balance of ecosystems. They spend countless hours observing, tracking, and listening, gaining a knowledge of the wild that is hard to find anywhere else. This intimate understanding fosters a profound respect for the environment. Hunters are often the first to notice changes in a habitat or shifts in animal populations, making them some of the most dedicated and informed conservationists out there. The act of hunting ties us directly to our food and to the landscapes that produce it. When you have worked hard to harvest an animal, you appreciate every single part of it. There is a sense of gratitude and responsibility that comes with knowing exactly where your meal came from. This relationship builds a powerful ethic of conservation. It reminds us that nature is not a disposable commodity, but a precious resource that must be managed wisely for future generations. Hunting is a living tradition, a link to our past and a vital tool for ensuring the future of our wild places. The coyote is one of the most adaptable predators in North America. Originally found in the plains and deserts of the West, these clever canids have spread across the entire continent, from the frozen north to the bustling cities of the East Coast. They are incredibly intelligent and opportunistic, eating everything from mice and rabbits to fruit, insects, and even deer fawns. Their success is a testament to their resilience, but their expansion has also brought them into conflict with humans, particularly ranchers and farmers who lose livestock to these efficient predators. For this reason, coyote hunting is a critical tool for wildlife management. In many areas, coyotes have no natural predators to keep their numbers in check. Without management, their populations can explode, putting immense pressure on other wildlife species. They are particularly hard on deer populations, often preying on fawns in the spring. Hunters help to control coyote numbers, which in turn helps protect livestock and allows other species like deer and antelope to thrive. Techniques for hunting coyotes often involve using calls that mimic the sound of a distressed rabbit or a coyote pup, luring the curious predators into range. Half a world away, in the savannas and rocky hills of Africa, the chacma baboon plays a similar role. These large, intelligent primates live in complex social groups called troops. They are omnivores with a varied diet that includes fruits, roots, insects, and small animals. Like coyotes, baboons are incredibly smart and have learned to live alongside humans. Unfortunately, this often leads to conflict. Troops of baboons can raid agricultural fields, destroying crops and causing significant economic damage for local farmers who depend on their harvest for their livelihood and survival. In many parts of Africa, hunting baboons is a necessary part of managing these conflicts. It is not about sport, but about protecting communities and maintaining a balance. When baboon populations become too large and bold, they can become a serious problem, even entering homes in search of food. Regulated hunting helps to control their numbers and reinforces their natural fear of humans, encouraging them to stay in wilder areas and away from farms and villages. This management ensures that both humans and baboons can continue to share the landscape, reducing conflict and promoting a healthier coexistence. The wild turkey is a true American icon and one of the greatest conservation success stories in history. Native to North America, these magnificent birds were once pushed to the brink of extinction by habitat loss and unregulated hunting in the early 20th century. Thanks to the dedicated efforts of conservation groups, state wildlife agencies, and hunters, the wild turkey has made a spectacular comeback. Today, they are found in nearly every state, their distinctive gobbles echoing through the spring woods from coast to coast. They are a symbol of what can be achieved when people work together to protect wildlife. These birds are masters of their environment. They have incredibly sharp eyesight and hearing, making them one of the most challenging game animals to hunt. Wild turkeys spend their days foraging on the forest floor, eating a mix of nuts, seeds, berries, and insects. They roost high in the trees at night to stay safe from predators like bobcats and coyotes. Their wary nature and keen senses mean that hunters must be patient, skilled, and deeply knowledgeable about the bird's habits and vocalizations to be successful. Hunting wild turkeys is a game of stealth and strategy. Most turkey hunting takes place in the spring, during the bird's breeding season. Hunters wear full camouflage, hide in blinds or against trees, and use a variety of calls to imitate the sounds of a female hen. The goal is to lure in a territorial male or gobbler close enough for a shot. This interactive style of hunting, where the hunter is talking to the animal, is a thrilling and intimate experience. It requires a deep understanding of turkey behavior and a great deal of patience, as a single wrong move can send the sharp-eyed bird running. The management of wild turkey populations is a model for modern conservation. Hunting seasons and bag limits are carefully set by wildlife biologists based on scientific data about population health and breeding success. The money that hunters spend on licenses, permits, and special turkey stamps goes directly back into funding conservation programs. This money helps purchase and restore turkey habitat, conduct research, and fund the reintroduction efforts that have been so successful. Hunters are not just participants in the tradition, they are the primary financial engine driving the continued success and survival of this incredible species. The white-tailed deer is the most widespread and recognizable large mammal in North America. These graceful animals are found in an incredible variety of habitats, from dense eastern hardwood forests to the open plains of the Midwest and the scrublands of the South. They are browsers, primarily eating the leaves, twigs, and buds of woody plants, as well as acorns, fruits, and farm crops like corn and soybeans. Their adaptability has allowed them to thrive, even in suburban areas where they often come into close contact with people. This adaptability, however, can also create problems. In many parts of the country, the natural predators of deer, such as wolves and mountain lions, have been eliminated. Without these predators, deer populations can grow unchecked. This leads to overbrowsing, where too many deer eat all the young trees and plants, damaging the forest's ability to regenerate. This harms not only the forest itself, but also all the other wildlife species that depend on that vegetation for food and cover. Overpopulation also leads to more car accidents and extensive damage to agriculture and landscaping. Hunting is the single most effective tool for managing white-tailed deer populations. State wildlife agencies use scientific data to determine how many deer need to be harvested each year to keep the population in balance with the habitat. They then issue a specific number of hunting licenses and tags to achieve that goal. This carefully regulated system ensures that the deer herd remains healthy and the environment is not degraded. Hunters act as a replacement for the natural predators that are no longer present, playing a vital role in the health of the entire ecosystem. Hunters use several techniques to pursue white-tailed deer. One of the most common methods is stand hunting, where the hunter waits silently in a tree stand or ground blind, often overlooking a trail or feeding area. This requires immense patience and an understanding of deer movement patterns. Another method is still hunting, which involves moving very slowly and quietly through the woods in an attempt to spot a deer before it spots you. Both methods require skill, knowledge of the land, and a deep respect for the animal being pursued. Through these efforts, hunters provide millions of pounds of healthy organic meat for their families while actively participating in conservation. Modern hunting is not a free-for-all. It is a highly regulated and disciplined activity. Every hunter must follow a strict set of laws and regulations designed to ensure safety, promote ethical behavior, and protect wildlife populations for the future. Before anyone can go hunting, they are typically required to pass a hunter safety course. These courses teach new hunters about firearm safety, wildlife identification, hunting ethics, and the importance of conservation. This education is the foundation of responsible hunting, ensuring that those who participate in the tradition do so with knowledge and respect. One of the most important parts of this system is the hunting license. To legally hunt, a person must purchase a license from their state or provincial wildlife agency. The money generated from these license sales is the primary source of funding for conservation in North America. It pays the salaries of game wardens and wildlife biologists, funds scientific research, and is used to purchase and manage public lands that are open to everyone, not just hunters. This user-pays, public benefit system is a cornerstone of the North American model of wildlife conservation, a model that is admired and copied around the world. The rules don't stop with a license. Wildlife agencies establish very specific hunting seasons, which are timed to avoid disrupting breeding cycles and to ensure populations remain stable. They also set bag limits, which dictate the maximum number of a specific animal that a single hunter can harvest. These regulations are not arbitrary, they are based on years of careful scientific research and population monitoring. Following these rules is a critical part of the hunter's ethical code. It ensures that hunting is sustainable and that animal populations will remain healthy for generations to come. Ultimately, the goal of every ethical hunter is to be a good steward of the land and its creatures. This means making a clean, quick kill, utilizing as much of the animal as possible, and treating the wilderness with respect. It's about more than just following the law. It's about a personal commitment to conservation. Hunters are often the most passionate advocates for wild places because they have a direct personal connection to them. By participating in this regulated system, hunters help manage wildlife, fund conservation, and carry on a tradition that is essential for maintaining the balance between society and nature.